I'm going to ask you to please stop for a moment. Just stop. Have you noticed that the person that you normally consider yourself to be is actually a part of the content of the experience that you're aware of? Examine your experience for just a few moments. You know, the visuals, sounds, tastes, smells, sensations, thoughts. Aren't you aware of it all? And not only that, don't you know that you are aware? In other words, aren't you aware that you are aware? Very obvious, very simple, yes? Now, are you here, wherever that here happens to be, you're here. Are you here? And are you aware of that? So again, the answer to both questions is that undeniable yes, correct? And let me also ask you this. How is the awareness of anything in your experience, the objects, the sounds, the tastes, anything in your experience, different from the awareness of this person that you normally consider yourself to be? How is it different? Is it different? These are not metaphysical questions. You know, I'm not here to confuse you. These are pointers to an investigation, a direct investigation into the nature of reality. So like I said, everything is very, very obvious. It's right in front of you. You just need to slow down and look. If you are part of the experience, then who or what is the one that knows that you are part of the experience? Yes, I know. This line of questioning can go on forever and ever if we consider it a mental thing, if it's a mental game. But if you simply observe direct experience, what's actually going on, is there really anything beyond that? Is there really anything beyond experiencing? And also, does the experience necessarily need a cause, a subject, an agent, an experiencer? You know how many ancient cultures used to attribute human qualities to natural phenomena they didn't understand? You know, there were gods making things happen, rain, thunder, eclipses. Today, we usually label that as animism, right? And many times we just dismiss it as some primitive attitude. But what if this animism is actually a projection of the inherent makeup of the mind, of the mental apparatus? What if by believing that, what if by believing that there is a subject? What if by believing that there is a self behind sensory activity? What if by believing that we're actually doing the same thing at a different, more subtle level? You know, we think we're so advanced, but are we really being any different when we attribute a subject to even the simplest action? Am I really moving my arm? Or is the arm moving? And that's what I can actually attest to in direct experience. Is the arm just moving and the thought points to a me as the cause of the action? You may question this. You may even find it absurd. You may laugh. But the fact is that the questioning itself is nothing but another thought. And guess what? Appearing right here, right now. The raw fact is that there is still no me in direct experience. So, if it is known that the arm is moving, who is the one who knows? What is it that knows? And how could the knowing of experience happen if the knower was inside the experience? All you need to do is stop taking your beliefs for granted. Full stop. And then examine, explore. Because whatever it is, if it's undeniably here, then it's real. If not, okay, let's practice. I'm going to ask you to find a comfortable position. Just allow the body to get comfortable. Lying down, sitting. Always reminding you that there's no right or wrong here. It's all about being comfortable. Feel free to gather your props if needed, if you have them. And just take your time there, making your final adjustments. When you are ready, you can go ahead and close the eyes. And gently bring attention to the sounds around you. Become aware of the sounds at a distance. Follow the distant sounds for a few moments. Following one sound to the next. Just hearing. Focusing on the sense of hearing. You may notice that thoughts come up to describe the sounds. No need to pay attention to them. Just let them come and go. You gradually bring attention to the closer sounds. Maybe sounds next door. Sounds in the room. Sounds of the body. Attention now shifts to the sense of proprioception. The sense that maps the location of the body in space. The body. Lying on the bed, the sofa. Sitting on a chair. In a room with walls, a ceiling, floor. Sense the body lying on the floor. Awareness of the body lying on the mat, the sofa, or sitting. Maybe attention now comes to the points of contact between the body and the surface, providing support. Or the gentle pressure of the clothes on the skin. Whatever comes up, just acknowledge each sensation, each element, as it comes, lingers for a while, and fades away. As it comes up and is highlighted by the focus of attention. and then forgotten. Now please notice the breath. Whatever sensation attention comes to when you hear the guidance, perhaps the sensation of the air coming in and out through the nostrils or through the mouth, or the belly, the chest rising and falling. Simply notice the ingoing and outgoing breaths. Just feeling the breath flowing in and out. Just be in touch with that for a few moments. You can gently and gradually start relaxing the focus of attention on the breath. And as attention relaxes, it starts to encompass the whole body, sensing, visualizing, feeling the body as a vast landscape, a realm of pure potential. And we're now getting ready to travel along this land that we call body and infuse the different parts, the different levels with the aliveness of the moment. Allow attention to come to the joints, connecting the bones in the body. So let's begin with the joints on the toes, the ankles. Maybe you can sense the joints, maybe not. Perhaps it's a sense of presence or a mental image. That's okay. That's perfectly okay. That's what experiencing is about. The joints in the knees, hips. Subtle attention here, gently focusing on the joints of the shoulders, elbows, the wrists, the joints in the fingers of the right hand, the left hand. As you connect with the joints throughout the body, sense that relevant muscle fibers relaxing, becoming longer, looser, so that the joints can release and you can prepare yourself to be flooded with new energy, with renewed life. Muscles relaxing, becoming longer, looser, from the toes to the top of the head. Attention now comes to the top of the head. Here, maybe you can feel the skull enclosing the brain space. So become aware of the top and the back of the skull. This is the realm of creativity. This is the realm of thought, the realm of intelligence. Feel, sense the skull, the brain space, here, now, present, as sensation, as thought, as a warmth, a sense of presence. So what we're doing here is we're actualizing the healing potential, an energizing potential within the body. Attention now comes to the eyes. So maybe you can sense the eyes filling up with luminous warmth while you explore the sockets around the eyes. And then becoming aware of the rest of the face, the jaw, the jawbone, the cheeks, the mouth, the teeth. These are the pathways for creative expression. Now gently focus on the spine. Attention then travels to the shoulder girdle, the ribs, their connective tissues, everything here, now, teeming with aliveness. Focus now on the arms and the hands, the upper arms, the lower arms, wrists, palm of the hand, back of the hand, fingers. These are the tools of materialization, the tools of manipulation, skill, craft. Feel the warmth radiating from the hands, the sensation of the arms. Exploring another level now, we're becoming increasingly aware of the skeleton, the pelvis, the hips, upper legs, lower legs, feet, bones, hard, dry. Becoming more and more aware of the skeleton, the structure of the body, the bones of the earth element. Now become aware of the organs in the body. Imagine the body has no cover, no skin on the outside. You know, like one of those anatomy charts with the insides showing. What does the body feel like when it is exposed? Without that surface that presents its image to the world. Let us now go into these organs. It doesn't really matter if you don't know where they are physically, just the intention is enough. So we begin with the heart. Bringing attention to the heart, the physical heart, the seat of compassion, of wisdom, of rhythm, of balance. Feel the beating of the heart. From the heart, we move down along the midline of the body to the solar plexus, which is the place of power, the place of the inner lion. Bring the attention back to the breath. Explore the breath at a deeper, more subtle level. The breath not only as sensation, but as the invigorating spirit that brings life to the body. If you slow down, you can feel the life force traveling along with the air as it enters and leaves the body. Attention comes to the reproductive organs, the sites of regeneration. And then on to the stomach, the place where nourishment begins, the place where food breaks down into particles of sugar. So you can feel that nourishment. If you slow down, you can feel it. Move on to the liver and sense the blood cells forming. And then on to the intestines, which separate what's useful from what's not useful. Visit the kidneys, the body's filters, the spleen. Travel back to the chest. Now we're going to observe the lungs for a little while. The air coming into and then out of the lungs as the breath happens on its own, that vitalizing breath. It's all about movement. And what about the circulatory system? Become aware of the circulatory system, the blood flowing, the lymph, the flowing tides of the body. All that beauty, all that abundance flowing through the body. You now sense the electrical activity. There's a great wisdom here that creates the connections between the brain and other parts of the body through the nervous system. So many patterns. So many connections. I'm going to invite you now to spend a few more moments just exploring on your own, wherever you like. Maybe observing the activity in other parts of the body, or examining how the different parts work together intelligently to form a functioning whole. Take your time. See how the landscape of the body comes alive. See how it's populated with atoms, molecules, cells, organs, muscles, tissues, bone, filled with life, filled with movement, filled with energy. Attention now gently rests on the breath. Just simple awareness of the ingoing and outgoing breath. And now, while you remain in touch with the breath, focus attention on the space between the eyebrows. Just gentle focus. No tension on the eyebrows, no tension on the eyes, no tension on the forehead. Gentle focus on the space between the eyebrows. As the practice deepens, at some point you may start feeling the subtle movement of life force happening in this area, at the space between the eyebrows. It's almost like a subtle breeze, as if the breath was coming in and out through the eyebrow center. How does it feel to breathe through the eyebrow center? Attention progressively relaxes and starts expanding as the practice fades, starts dissolving into the vastness in front of the closed eyes. Here, now, resting as awareness, as pure being. Become aware of the breath, sensation of the air coming in and out through the nostrils or the mouth, or the belly, the chest rising, falling. You feel the breath flowing in and out. We're getting ready to come back from our trip. Noticing the sounds around you. Aware of the body resting in this room, the walls, the ceiling, the floor. The points of contact between the body and the surface providing support. We're coming back more and more and more. At some point, the body will start moving physically. We'll start waking up, maybe wiggles, gentle head movements or stretch. And we allow the eyes to open and close a few times. Just start getting used to the light, to the environment around you. And then eventually the eyes open and remain open. Feel free to stay where you are for a little while longer. Just taking in the effects of the practice. Thank you so very much for attending this session. I'll see you soon.